castle with no king. A castle with no king, this cloud was outrained, floats across thirsty lands, carried so high-minded, inflated with periwinkle sugar and a child's ideals. Magic beans and fancy dreams born of desperation, necessity mothered only contention in this young boy with his head in the clouds. A now empty mansion of unspeakable emotions where secrets are precious and sit undigested in the stomach of a sleepless giant in the cloud-shrouded castle. That giant, who fell like Humpty but never sat properly and so undid himself to fulfill a fatal fantasy sown in his soul so long ago. As all seeds grow, be they ladders to heaven or green towers overthrown, this fortress that once hoarded the treasures of the hardworking villages the below, blue sky robbed much-needed rain, so little gain came from stick-dry fields, as seasons made promises but gave thin yields. Biting axe swung by strong young Jack, showing the beams of growth and destruction, breaking the giant trunk and back. Justice restored without shield or sword, riches returned as an empty castle set to drift through distant skies, untethered, blown about by fortune's whim and child-fickle weather. So now many are content, with heavy plates and soft beds, with uncertainty past, and all cattle fed. But my hunger was of a different kind. My soul needed rest in a heavenly nest far above crowds and commotion, perhaps in the cloud-clad castle. This rest I would find. So on some fine fortune day, I saw that castle floating along the mountain way, and needing a place where I could rest beyond all the noise, above Eagle's Nest, I climbed mountain top and, timing my leap, made a lonely castle home. Now sailing in clouds, I sleep. That was some time ago, when by night, lit by moon, I ascended to heaven, as said in times of old, among streets paved with gold. In my Father's house you have prepared my room. This lofty room suited well for dancing wide and resonant chords, but I've lost all taste for life in this place, for social performance, so alone I wander these hard marble floors. Life lives seated on a wandering throne. It's awfully quiet sometimes, but I made it my home. My toes miss the grass and rivers and pools, and the castle misses its riches, its art and its jewels. This castle grows older, sating a fool and no king, just fading glories and forgotten stories. Some day, quieter yet, on the mountain, God tall, this cloud will catch and nest, and men enter in amazement, and all find not one treasure, but for a bundle of clothes wrapping up bones, and so discover the fool that at last found their rest. But don't mistake my demise as a story of sorrow, or a hollow, cold home that swept a confused soul away, for I needed to go far from your world that was never for me, but in drifting through skies my lone soul was set free,